Good morning, wherever you are. Welcome you to another episode with Telvi. It's been a while. Let's talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. I apologize. I said I was going to do this yesterday, and then I decided I got a morning, and I felt like doing some meal prep, and so I couldn't do it. But I figured I'd do it today before you guys go to bed. And if you're already in bed, you can always catch it in the morning. So let's get to it. Today, let me pause this music. Today we're gonna talk about cybersecurity, and let me pause this music. Just want to play some music. So we're gonna talk about cybersecurity. Essentially, we just want to talk about that is not just a single role like most people would think. People throw the word around their cybersecurity, and they make it look like it's a single role. One. Ooh, I'm hearing myself. That it's a single role, one role, and everybody's in this one role. It reminds me about most people be talking about when people ask, "Are you from Africa? Are you from Africa?" and they think that we all from one place. And I most times I like to correct them because I don't like people having my identity mixed up or my origin. So I have to remind them, like, yes, I'm from Africa. I'm from West Africa. I'm from Liberia. So it's the same thing. People talk about cybersecurity. It is a huge ecosystem. So just wanted to talk a little bit about it. Hopefully, this will just take about 10-15 minutes to talk about it. If you didn't know, today, this month is Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and also uh, breast uh, breast cancer awareness month too. So I thought to do this. There are a lot of awareness going on with breast cancer. Hopefully, we are taking advantage of that. I do my annual exams, and hope all of our women will continue to do that and not wait for the time when they're having those symptoms. So let's go straight to the chase. Okay, so the title of the presentation is cybersecurity is not one role, and so today we're going to explore just a few examples of some of the roles in cybersecurity. So some people are struggling, like, oh, where do I go? Should I go left, go right? Which one fit me? Hopefully, by the end of this presentation, it'll give you a high level overview, and then you can be able to do more research to decide what path you want to go on. I may share my own experience. It's not really important, but it may help somebody. I'm not there yet, still working my way there, but sometimes little knowledge can help somebody. Um, so let's talk. So, what is cybersecurity? I kind of talk about it a little bit, but cybersecurity is an ecosystem of roles. Like I said, it covers protect, detect, respond, and govern, almost like a NIST framework. Um, it is not just about hacking or information technology. When some people talk about cybersecurity, they want to tie it to hacking. It's beyond hacking. It explores policy, law, leadership, compliance, engineering, and awareness. So, why does cybersecurity matter for Liberia? Now, Liberia, they're growing digitally, and so it's important, especially where they're using a lot of online banking, e-learning, e-governance. Just the cybersecurity landscape is evolving. So Liberia too is trying to play catch up, and so it's perfect opportunity now for them to jump in and start taking advantage of what others are already doing. So cybersecurity protects data systems, protects the citizens from threats and vulnerabilities, and ensure national resilience. That's just a high level. So let's talk about the three lines of defense. You may have heard one, two, or three of them thrown around. This was coined by the Institute of Internal Auditors, for short, they say IIA. But one LOD, and some people are already working technology, so you may fit in one or two or three of these categories. But for one LOD, It's usually our IT folks or business unit. So that's where you got a department heads, you got IT operation, network security, network admins, application security, security engineers. They own the risk and they implement the controls to manage the risk. So two LOD, those are our risk management folks, our compliance, cyber governance team. That this area, I work in one LOD a little bit, probably for a year, but for two LOD, that's my specialty. I've worked in different roles there. We'll talk about it. So two LOD, that's why you have your cyber risk analyst. I used to be a cybersecurity analyst, and I went to a cyber risk analyst. You have a data privacy officer on a two LOD, and LOD means line of defense. And then you have business continuity, disaster recovery. You have your chief data officer. You have the chief information officer. You have your compliance and your risk governance team. The key responsibility there is to monitor and challenge the whatever the first line of defense is doing. So we monitor them, we question them, we ask for additional evidence where needed, and then the third line of defense, they're mostly our auditors, whether internal auditor, external auditor, but they are our auditors. So they own the third line of defense. So so let's talk about the cyber career ecosystems, or we call it NICE framework for short. And for those who are familiar with NIST, that's our NIST 800-131. So essentially, I mean, HR use it, other department use it, but as a professional, you can use this to decide what career path you want to go on or what cert you want to take on in whatever within the cybersecurity ecosystem. So I'll give you the seven high level categories, and I'll give you some examples or for each area. So for security securing provision, I can't talk, excuse me. Securely provision, that's our security architect, system developers. For operating the team, that's our assistant administrator, network operations specialist. And for protect and defend, those are our SOC analysts. If you're familiar with SOC, they have the people that work in our the operations center, or some people will call it fusion center, our threat hunters, incident responders. For investigate, those are our digital response analysts, our cyber investigator. For collect and analyze, that's our threat intelligence analyst, our data analyst. For oversight and governance, that's cybersecurity analyst, cyber policy analyst, risk manager, compliance officer, and for analyze, that's our cyber defense analyst, vulnerability manager, and analyst. So let's talk about career path, the technical career path. So people who like their technical stuff, this is for you. It's something you want to explore. So for some examples of the tracks, under the technical area, if you like, network security, security architect, pen tester, ethical hacker, sometimes a pen tester referred to ethical hackers, red team specialists, incident responders, digital forensic analysts. So for our GRC and audit career tracks, that's our cyber risk analyst or cyber security analyst, we want to call it, compliance manager, IT auditor, policy analyst, business continuity, AI governance officer or specialist. For operational and defense roles, our SOC analyst, if you like to work in our, in the SOC department, or if you like to, SOC role, or if you want to work in Fusion, the Fusion Center, the SOC analyst for you, threat hunters, malware analysts, cyber incident responders. Now for strategic and leadership roles, you have your CISO. So that's a Chief Information Security Officer. You've probably heard this term, or your CRO, which is your Chief Risk Officer, or your CDO, which is your Chief Data Officer, or Security Program Manager, Cyber Consultant, Business Continuity Manager. For non-technical and support roles, sometimes people think that because it's cybersecurity, everything there is technical. No. In cybersecurity, I've worked with some people who are just project managers. They're not technical project managers. They're just there. They're doing other things, or they're admins. They don't even understand technical stuff, but they're in cybersecurity because everybody cannot be technical in cybersecurity. So some of the examples of some of the non-technical roles, you have your cybersecurity awareness trainers, you have your policy writers, you have your cyber project manager, and you have your technical writer. So let's talk about some global certs and learning path. I know some people be wondering, okay, what cert can I take if I don't want to go to master's degree, rack up all the student loans? What cert can I take to enter into this space? So there are different certs you can take. There are entry level certs if you don't have that background experience in risk or experience in information technology. You can take some entry level cert, get into the space, and then get some job experience, and then continue to take certs. So some entry level certs. You can take the CompTIA Security Plus. I have that. One of my early certs. You can take the IC Squared Cybersecurity cert. You can take the Google cert, Cybersecurity cert. So for mid level, you can take the CISA, which is the Certified Information Security Auditor. You can take the CISM, which is the Certified Information Security Manager. You can take the CRISC, or we call it CRISC. This is for uh, Certified Risk Information Security Control, I believe. And you have a CISM, which is the gold standard. This one is it's the mother bear of everything. You have to CISM. I mean, that is the biggest one ever. Let me admit, I took the CISSP last year. I didn't pass, but it is not for the faint of heart. I know people who had 10 years, multiple years of experience. They've taken it 2, 3 times to fail. It is not an easy cert, but when you get it, you get it. I mean, the money will be green when you get it. But I didn't make it, but I will. It's on my 2026 calendar right now. I'm going slow. I'm towards the end of the year. I'm chilling because I run from January to September, and the end of the year I'm in slow motion, so I'm not taking no cert. But I do have to CISA, the CISA. I think I've been having that for probably 8 years now. I'm not sure longer. So for specialized, if you're into a specialty, you can take the CEH, which is the Certified Ethical Hacker. If you like to hack, not hack as in climbing now, hack. I'm sorry, HACK. If you like to hack, why I can't say the word. If you like to hack, sorry about that. You can get into a certified ethical hacking cert. The other cert there is the certified cloud security professional, and the other one is the certified business continuity professional. I do have that cert. I just took that. I think I took that in August or so, and it was a tough test. I want to show you my. So it's a beautiful set of all the certs that I have. This is a very beautiful one. Let me show it to you. It's very beautiful. It came in the mail probably a month ago, but I love it. And then the privacy and AI. If you're into privacy and AI, the AI governance professional, I do have that one. Just because I'm in governance, I want to understand governance from the side of AI. So I took that a few months ago. It was a very hard test too, but I passed that one. So I'm glad I did. The governance space, especially the AI governance, that's a green field. And so just how we can put some ethical consideration in place, and how we can to ensure that people are using AI ethically and in the right way. There are several frameworks for that out there, but NIST has one of them, which is the gold standard that most people use. So I have that. You have the CIPM, that is for Certified Information Privacy Manager. And then you have the CIPP, which is Certified Information Professional. If you're into privacy, those are two good paths for you. So career paths. So that's just an example. So if you're into IT, you want to go into SOC or you're going to threat hunting, you can follow that path. This is just an example. You don't have to follow that path. The second one is audit. I used to be audit way back, regular audit. I did all kinds of audit. I mean, you name it, from government to private, all kinds. But then I got tired with it. I wanted to go into a certain kind of audit, so I started doing IT audits. And from doing IT audit, the desire to get into cybersecurity just increased. So then I went into cybersecurity. So then I started doing cybersecurity analyst, cybersecurity specialist, did a little bit of risk, and so be on that path. So you can decide and go on that direction. And then I was a cybersecurity, a team lead for a very long time. So if you're into policy, you can do policy, data privacy, AI governance, or you can cross over. Like I've most of my career has been governance, risk, and compliance, and so AI governance just made sense for me to do because I wanted to understand the governance part of AI. Everybody don't have to know all the technical stuff, though I understand some of the technical aspect of AI because I can develop some tools too, some apps, but I wanted to understand the governance side of things, so I went to AI governance. So let's talk about cybersecurity opportunities for Liberia. Africa cyber workforce gap is growing, and so we need to catch up. The other people are catching up, and we need to specifically Liberia. We really need to catch up. The way we do things in there, some of the ways I see you guys handle security, handle data, handle especially government information is troubling. So we need to. Oh, my neighbors are being noisy. So we need to start looking at that from a different lens. Um, Liberia need to train our young professionals, the youth of tomorrow. They are the next generation, and we need to empower them. Also, I mean, it's important to note that the government, as well as institutions in Liberia, they need to focus on awareness, education, consulting. I can stress that on consulting. You guys need to utilize the diaspora workforce. We have a lot of information, we have a lot of experience, we're learning constantly, and you guys need to reach out to us so that we can help to empower the workforce over there. There is definitely a knowledge gap and a knowledge deficit, and you guys need to reach out, whether it be in consulting or a partnership or whatever it is, because even with the schools, whether they're doing AI, information technology, and all those kind of things, most of those things are obsolete. But we get real time information every day. We're constantly learning every day, new books, new program, new cert, new things. So it will be to your best advantage whether government or private entities to tap on librarians that are into technology and cybersecurity and stuff like that. So women and youth in cybersecurity, I think I'm gonna talk about the youth, but I also want to talk about women. Oftentimes when we hear about technology and when we hear about cybersecurity, we always think it's a guy's thing. No, it's not a men's thing. Even though there are a lot of men in cybersecurity, most times they're white male, but I think women need to find a way there. You shouldn't be intimidated by that. We need you in that space. You make a lot of difference and you need that. So whatever way you can get in there, whether by cert, whether by internship, whether by volunteerism, whatever it takes, get in a space. Everybody cannot do nursing. Everybody cannot do social work. There is a huge knowledge gap in that space, and they need more women to be on there to make a difference. You'd be surprised when you enter in that space, how much you are needed and how much your voice matters. I can speak from experience. So some free resources and some paid resources. So Coursera, if you don't know about it, you can use IC Square. And if you're a student, this is a oh gosh, that's my neighbors. I don't know they're fighting or whatever. The noise. I apologize for the noise. I don't know what's going on with my neighbors tonight. Maybe they're fighting. None of my business. I apologize for interruption. So some free resources, because you can use Coursera, IC Square, etc. And if you're a student, like I was saying, most of these organizations you can either join them for free or you can pay little or nothing, and you get access to resources, training material. Some of them will even sponsor you for you to get served, to go to conferences and things like that. So I encourage you to take advantage of this, and especially women, take advantage of this. So you can join Wiz. Wiz is like women in cybersecurity. You can join a soccer. It's for any sort sex, men, women, you can join. PMP, you can join the institution of project managers. I do have that cert you can join in. You can join IA, that's for internal auditors. I didn't really care about joining that because really, when I was in audit, it was you know, it was important, but it's really not important to me at this point. What I know about it hasn't changed and will not change. The audit process remains. So I really don't care. But if you really like audit, you want to be in audit, that's a good space to be. The IA. The WIPS is for women in security and professional. I am part of that group. It's a good group, international group. You can join it or any local tech initiative. I know Liberia is coming up with some tech groups. I've seen some of them on Facebook. I know Liberian in cyber security, something, some little groups. Sometimes I go in there, just to read what they're all about. Some I read the other day some of them were doing some hack, try hack me challenge and all of that, and I'm just like, well, what? What are you guys doing here? But anyway, at least they're doing something, and hopefully they can get into speed, into what's going on in the world. But at least they're trying, so I'll give them credit for that. So other resources, of course, YouTube. There are a lot of people on YouTube that would teach a whole course for free. You don't have to pay no money for. I remember when I was studying for my, it was the PMP, a project manager cert. I didn't pay no money for it. I found three, four professors that taught the whole PMP course for free on YouTube. Strictly just had a curriculum online, and I studied them over and over, and that's how I took my PMP and passed. So with other cert, there's the auditor, the IT auditor exam. There are a lot of resources on there. I think that even the CompTIA Security Plus, there are a lot of free resources on YouTube. So take advantage of that. If you have Pluralsight, now sometimes Pluralsight through your job, they offer it for free. I know most jobs that I've been to, Pluralsight is offered for free. So take advantage of a Udemy. The sell courses is very cheap. Sometimes I just buy Udemy course just as a refresher. I will pay $12, $9.99, but I have a whole course. Like now, my boss want me to take the data, I think it's data governance, something about data. He wants me to take a data management or something, but or a cert. And so I just bought a Udemy course for $13 the other day, just kind of let it play while I'm working. I may consider it certain days, and no pressure, not that pressure. You just said it's one of those things you nice to have. But point is, I'm just encouraging you. You can buy a Udemy course. That's just one day of your lunch. If you're interested into technology or you want to understand what is this cybersecurity all about, that you don't have to go pay money to a university or to a community college. Just buy a $13 Udemy course. It will tell you everything you need to know about cybersecurity. Just make sure it's a reputable, professor or teacher that's doing it. He or she has a lot of reviews, and they have a lot of students, and they have a high rating, and you'll get all the benefits of it. So call to action. I told you I was not going to be long. So the call to action. First of all, we want to dispel the myth that cybersecurity is one role or one job. It is not, as I discussed. There are so many tracks, so many roles. You can take technical, non-technical. So that's out of the way. More importantly, I want to encourage people, if you're on the fence deciding what a man or woman, especially the women, should I do this, should I not do this? I encourage you to explore the career path. It's worth every dollar, it's worth the headache, it's worth the pain. That was the best decision in my life that I made to go into cybersecurity. It opened a lot of opportunities for me, networking opportunities. I mean, and you can see out there, um, if you just put in cybersecurity or whatever it is, you see how many opportunities out there that you can, and more opportunities will come because the bad people are not resting. They're constantly trying to get our data, get our information, trying to hack, trying to do things. And even on the federal government or state government, they need people to audit organizations to make sure they're cyber ready or they're doing those things to protect their customers or their clients from ransomware or any kind of attack. So either way, there are opportunities. It may not be something that you can just walk in and get a job because yeah, it is competitive, but once you're in, you're in, you know. So once you have the right cert, you have the right experience, you will find a job. I can guarantee you that. So I want to encourage you to learn, to protect, and lead. Like I said for the beginning, October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. So secure yourself, secure the world. Um, if you're interested in any of the certs, I don't have all of them, but some of the key ones I have. So if you want to talk about, if you're interested in one of them, you see one of them on my LinkedIn and say, oh, Talvina, I want to talk about this. How can I get it? I don't mind sharing with you. It takes nothing for me to share how I studied to pass. You can reach out to me. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. Most of you already connected with me on Facebook, but professionally, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. I share a lot of articles there. Sometimes I'll read an article and then I will just put a caption with it and share there. Or if you just want to talk about, career. I love to talk about career. I'm not there yet, but I love to talk about technology, especially cybersecurity, and talk about governance, risk, and compliance because that's what I've done most of my career. So I love to talk about it. It's easier to talk about something that you know. And so if you have questions, reach out. Most of you have my contact anyway. You can reach out, whether by Facebook or LinkedIn. Other than that, thank you for watching now. Thank you for watching later and have a blessed week. All right. Talk soon.